Now you'll be able to immediately see how high the sheen is. That's straight off the gun. Hello, this is BJ from Hearns Hobbies. Today I'll be talking about some of these paints here. Now this particular one is of interest because this is one of the ranges of the 2K clears. Now it's quite a modern thing to be talking about 2K clear, but 2K is basically a two-part epoxy based paint. So it's a bit like 2-pack that's been used in automotive industry before. The advantage of the 2K is because it's two-part and it's a chemical reaction for it to cure, it becomes a very, very hard surface. So just like this example here, this is one of those Gundam heads which has been spray painted with a pearl and then clear coated with 2K clear. Now you'll be able to immediately see how high the sheen is. That's straight off the gun. The other advantage of it being so hard is it's very easy to sand and polish to a full mirror finish. So you'll notice that this one here has come off with a slightly rough surface off the gun, which is easily fixed to a full mirror finish just by fine sandpapers and polishing compounds. And that's one of its greatest advantages because of course you can polish any regular lacquer paint as well, but you need to be careful that you don't go too far and go all the way through into the paint. The other great thing about this is because it's so hardy, it's quite often used for respraying things that are often handled, such as video game controllers and mobile phone covers. So that is a result you can get. Now this is how you can get it. So we have the SMS, Scale Model Supplies 2K Clear. Now I've got a selection of thinners here because these are the thinners that you can use with it. Basically it will work with a lacquer thinner. So let's have a look inside and we'll show you what it includes and what's required to use it. Okay, so there's the packet opened up. You've got part A here, there's 2 bottles. Part B, and then there's a small bottle of thinner. So the mix is basically 2 parts of A, so hence why there's 2 bottles, 1 part of B, and then 10% thinner, and it'll give you a result like this. Now what I've found is if you add a little bit more thinner to get a smoother consistency, you will be able to get it a little bit smoother off the gun. Okay, so this is a thinner which is marked as 2K thinner. It is in fact regular lacquer thinner. So what you have here is probably a minimal amount to mix with this. So if you do need more, and you also will need more for cleaning out your gun, you can either use the standard SMS lacquer thinner, which is identical to the little one that they give you, or you can use any other brand. So there's a regular GSI, and then there's also the leveling thinner. So the difference being is the leveling thinner has a retarder in it, which makes it dry a little bit slower. Theoretically, for gloss finishes like this, a slower drying thinner will allow the paint to smooth out more naturally before it hardens. And that can be useful for this too, because it does take a couple of hours for it to fully harden up. Okay, so some precautions. Now, the 2K is actually incredibly toxic. So even with all the great features of it, so hence why I'm not showing you how it sprays here, you need to be in full personal protective equipment. So you need a very highly rated face mask, and then you'll also need a very well ventilated area. So outside with a fan or something like a spray booth. Okay, now you can find all the full details on their website. So they'll have, what's the word I'm looking for? The slip of, let's see. So this is going through what's included. So as we've gone through your part A, there's 2 bottles, part B, there's 1 bottle, thinners, 1 bottle. And then this is the safety precautions. So the vapors are very toxic. So as it says here, you must use very good protective personal equipment, or personal protective equipment, and you'll be able to find the full details of what you need on their website. So let's go down here and just follow this section here. Now here is basic instructions of 2 parts to 1 with 10% thinners. So part A, say if you use 5 mil, part A you use 10 mil, there'll be 5 mil of part B, then 1.5 mil of thinners. But you probably increase that quite a bit, probably another 5 mil of thinners, and that'll make it nice and smooth. And then you apply it with 1 thin coat or 2 thin coats and a heavier coat. And you need to do that within the 30 to 40 minutes, because at that point it'll start getting to a thickness where it won't spray anymore. And it's within this time that you have to be careful to clean out your airbrush as well, because if you leave any trace in there, you won't be able to dilute that further, because once it's set for life. So you need to fully disassemble your airbrush, pull the needle out, disassemble the nozzle, and have that thoroughly cleaned and wiped down. Okay, and then there's the basics of the temperatures best using and when it's fully hardened. So basically overnight, it's 24 hours for full cure. All right, so that is the SMS 2K Clear. Quite popular with automotive modelers at the moment, because as you can see with this finish, it's got quite a strong Duco luster to it. And with cars, I guess there is quite a bit of handling involved as well through its lifetime. And then you can see how good the finish is already, but that can be further improved to a full mirror finish just by a light cutback. Fine sandpapers, probably start with 2000, end up with 10,000, and then rub it back with some polishing compound, which is available from Tamiya or Mr. Hobby. So that is what the 2K Clear is all about.